A crisp wind swirls fallen crimson leaves across the manicured lawns of Harvard Yard, a peaceful scene made all the more serene by the absence of students. It's the rare quiet enjoyed by this corner of Cambridge, Massachusetts, during the university's winter break. But while the campus is still, it's far from dormant. Beneath the surface, an enduring legacy continues to thrive, one that stretches back to when this land was first settled by Europeans nearly 4 centuries ago. Welcome to this house. Today, we begin our journey through the history of Harvard University, America's oldest institution of higher learning, which was founded in 1636 in the Massachusetts Bay Colony. The story of Harvard begins in the middle of the 17th century in the New World. By 1630, several thousand Puritans had established a settlement in what would become known as Boston, Massachusetts. Originally called the Massachusetts Bay Colony, this settlement was founded by those seeking religious freedom from the Church of England. The Puritans who settled here were not the first people to inhabit the area. The land had been home to various Native American tribes for many generations. But now the Puritans sought to build a new life and a new society based on their own religious principles. As the colony grew, the settlers recognized the need for an institution to educate their children and shape the moral and intellectual character of their growing community. And so in 1636, the General Court of Massachusetts Bay, the colony's governing body, established the new college, later named Harvard College in honor of its first benefactor, John Harvard. But why was education so important to the Puritans? How did they view learning in general? The Puritans believed that education was essential in the formation of good and pious citizens. In their view, literacy and knowledge were not just tools for personal enrichment, but also means to understand and interpret the world around them through the lens of their faith. Their commitment to education stemmed from a deep respect for the power of ideas and their potential to shape individuals and society. The Puritans saw education as a means to cultivate virtuous and God-fearing men who could contribute to the spiritual and temporal well-being of the community. They believed that an educated citizenry was crucial for maintaining a stable and prosperous society and ensuring its continued success in the New World. In fact, the Puritans were highly suspicious of higher learning, which they associated with the frippery and immorality of European universities. For them, education should be practical and geared towards preparing individuals for their roles in society rather than being purely theoretical or ornamental. So how did Harvard reflect these beliefs when it opened its doors to students in 1643? Well, the curriculum was heavily influenced by Puritan theology and emphasized the study of the classics and the training of ministers. The original 4-year curriculum consisted of 5 required subjects: the Latin and Greek languages, rhetoric, geometry, and astronomy. Students were expected to master these subjects through rigorous study and memorization, a practice known as the classical method. Upon graduation, many students went on to pursue careers in ministry as the Puritan leaders had envisioned. However, over time, the curriculum expanded to include other fields such as medicine and law. Despite the emphasis on religious studies, there was still room for intellectual exploration within the confines of Puritan thought. As the college evolved, it became a center for the exchange of ideas and a catalyst for intellectual growth, shaping the minds of some of America's earliest scholars and leaders. With its strong emphasis on religious studies and classical learning, Harvard initially played a significant role in shaping the cultural and intellectual landscape of early America. Throughout the colonial period, Harvard remained closely tied to the Puritan community that had founded it. The college's early graduates often held positions of influence in government and religion, perpetuating the Puritan legacy in various aspects of public life. However, as the 18th century progressed, the relationship between Harvard and the Puritan establishment began to shift. The Great Awakening, a series of religious revivals that swept through the colonies in the 1730s and 40s, challenged the traditional Puritan orthodoxy and led to a more diverse and independent-minded student body. Additionally, as the American Revolution approached, Harvard's curriculum began to reflect the growing intellectual ferment and calls for greater political participation. As we delve deeper into the history of Harvard University, we will explore how the institution navigated these changing times, balancing its religious roots with the evolving intellectual and political currents that shaped early America. The story of Harvard is intricately linked with the broader narrative of American history, from its early ties to Puritanism to its role in shaping the nation's intellectual and political landscape. It was during this period that the college began to shed its close association with Puritanism and evolve into a more secular institution. This transformation was gradual and complex, influenced by both internal and external factors. One of the key factors in this evolution was the increasing diversity of the student body. As Harvard's reputation grew, students from various religious backgrounds and social classes began to attend the college. This exposure to different perspectives challenged the homogeneity of thought that had characterized the early years and helped pave the way for a more inclusive and tolerant environment. Another significant factor was the expansion of the curriculum. Initially dominated by religious studies, Harvard's academic offerings gradually broadened to include a wider range of subjects, such as science, philosophy, and the arts. This diversification of knowledge challenged the confines of Puritan orthodoxy and encouraged critical thinking and intellectual exploration. Moreover, the growing influence of Enlightenment ideas on American soil played a pivotal role in shaping Harvard's trajectory. The emphasis on reason, individualism, and skepticism towards traditional authority structures resonated with many at the college, leading to a questioning of long-held beliefs and practices. As we continue our exploration of Harvard's history, we will examine the challenges and complexities of this transition from a religiously affiliated institution to a more secular one, highlighting the tensions and debates that arose during this period. Despite the challenges, Harvard's journey towards becoming a secular institution marked a significant step in the development of higher education in America. It set the stage for the emergence of universities that were open to students of all backgrounds and committed to the pursuit of knowledge without constraints of religious dogma. As we conclude this gentle introduction to Harvard's history, it's important to recognize the profound impact that the Puritan legacy had on the institution's early years. The values and beliefs of the Puritans, while evolving over time, left an indelible mark on Harvard's character and contributions to American society. From their emphasis on education as a means to form virtuous citizens to their commitment to the power of ideas and knowledge, the Puritans' influence shaped the intellectual and moral landscape of early America. Harvard, as the product of its time, reflected these values in its curriculum, faculty, and student body. As we move forward in this series, we will continue to explore how Harvard has balanced its historical ties to Puritanism with the changing intellectual and social currents that have influenced its evolution. The story of Harvard is a testament to the power of ideas, the importance of education, and the enduring legacy of those who dared to dream of a better world through learning. While the tranquility of winter break may still linger on the campus, the spirit of intellectual inquiry and pursuit of knowledge continues to thrive within these hallowed halls. Join us next time as we delve deeper into the rich tapestry of Harvard's history and uncover the stories that have shaped this iconic institution. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an exciting episode. And make sure to visit our website for additional content and to support the channel. Until next time, keep exploring and learning.